Welcome to Playing with Perspective, the suspended animation podcast, where we hear real stories from real people and we tackle all sorts of fun topics in the areas of business, marketing, entrepreneurship, mindset, the arts, and, well, life itself. It's amazing what you will pick up. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back, everybody. Darren Saul here. It's episode 186 of Playing with Perspective, the suspended animation podcast. I've got a fantastic show today. Grow your wealth by creating and monetizing the right business assets with the fantastic Debbie Small. How are you doing, Debbie?
I'm well, Darren. How are you?
Very well. And thank you for joining me all the way from sunny Melbourne.
Lovely to be on board, and thank you so much for the invitation.
My pleasure. Now, for everyone out there, Deb is a wealth of knowledge and activity. She's a business strategist, relationship builder, collaborator, facilitator, futurist, thought leader, and connector who has the ability to see opportunities for growth within business assets. Founder of Empowerment Point, the Empowerment Point worldwide business directory hub, and co-founder of the Aussie Business Accelerator. Her clients are business owners who are passionate about making this world a better place and building their businesses with solid business foundations, one step at a time. So my God, Deb, before the meeting, we were chatting about how busy you are. Now, when I read through that, I realize how busy you are.
I have a good sense of humor. We all need one. It's really important.
God, where do you have time for all this stuff?
When I'm not sleeping.
So let's jump in. Tell us a bit about your journey as an entrepreneur, building your directory, and what makes you passionate about what you're doing today.
Well, I started many years ago. I was a corporate and business trainer, and I started within telecommunications.
Right.
And then I was asked to train. I think a lot of people have heard of Commander telephones.
Yes.
So I was national trainer for Commander phones for 12 months. And then I decided to start my own training business. So I basically bought myself a job, as most people do.
Good.
So I trained within retail, I trained within telecommunications, and also within the pharmaceutical industry as well.
So did I. I used to be a pharmaceutical rep. Many years ago.
I love being able to train sales within that industry as well. So it was a lot of fun. So then I also had gone through quite a toxic relationship. And when I left that, I didn't know who I was, what I wanted to do, if I still wanted to train. And I just lost who I was and myself. Right. And the weirdest thing was the only time I could really be myself was when I was in a training room. And I realized that in a training room, it wasn't about me. It was all about them. And it was about me getting the best out of my trainees. So that's why I was able to be that way. But outside the training room, I was in La La Land. So I was account managing for 18 months and looking after companies in Victoria, all of Tasmania and some of South Australia. Wow. And I looked after companies like LJ Hooker, Retrovision, and my clients were amazing, absolutely amazing. But for 18 months, I was traveling every second Monday morning to Friday night for 18 months. After that, I just couldn't do it anymore.
That's tough.
So a friend of mine had an online hosiery business, tights and pantyhose, and asked me if I wanted to come on board and help her sell. And at the time, I hated pantyhose and tights, and I said yes. So as I tried different patterns on and different colors on, I felt more empowered. And I thought, if I can feel this, other business owners can feel this way as well. And it's like for a man, when he wears the same suit, but he changes his shirt and tie, he feels different.
That's right. Or he has a new pair of shoes or whatever.
There you go. So I helped her with that for a little while. And then we decided to split our partnership. And so we kept our friendship, split our partnership. And I started my own, which was Sassy Legs Online. And through that, my target market were business women, business owners. And I decided that if you feel better, you are better for what you do, whether you're speaking on stage, whether you're speaking to clients, you feel so much better. Yeah. So I've always been a connector, and I've always been, my love is building relationships with people. So I was part of different networking groups there, and it's really lovely because a lot of those people, they weren't just connectors or people I networked with. They became good friends, and they're still friends today, which is really beautiful. Definitely. So then while I was doing a gig at Foxtel, someone came to me with men's underwear.
Right.
and asked me if I'd like to sell that. And it wasn't in Australia. It was a bit different back then. We liked things that weren't in Australia because it meant we didn't have the competition.
Yep.
So I had male friends of mine try them on. They loved it. So I brought it on board. So now my target market were also business owners who were men as well.
Gotcha.
So I did that for a while. And then Amazon came on board and my suppliers were selling for cheaper than what I was buying it from them. And then my manufacturers were selling on Amazon for cheaper as well. And I thought, this just isn't working. But also too, I guess I wasn't that great with retail, because in retail, people love, you wear stockings for a few days, they tear, you buy new ones. But I really liked when stockings lasted. So I was all about quality. So my stuff came from the UK, from Poland, from Italy.
Nice.
And I still have a whole lot in the cupboard at the moment that just last and last and last, which is great. So I then decided through that I'd made a lot of mistakes in my business, and I was also referred to the wrong people. I was referred to somebody who, on a whiteboard did a whole website for me and then took $10,000 from me and went into receivership.
Oh, no.
And I thought there's got to be an easier way, and I don't want other business owners to go through what I went through. So I stopped the online business and I started Empowerment Point, which for me is the point of empowerment for business owners.
Wow.
And my whole point and why I do what I do is I want to make the journey easier. We're a crazy bunch of people. I say that I would never in a million years jump out of a plane, but yet you have a parachute when you jump out of a plane. We don't have parachutes.
That's right.
With what we do.
Yep.
So I wanted to make the journey easier, but also to at the same time, I wanted to bring great business experts to business owners as well to make their journey a lot easier as well. Right. So that's just a little bit about me.
Wow. So you're basically building this amazing directory that allows business owners to access everything they might need in the most risk-free way possible.
That's it. And we've just launched recently. And even at the moment, the people who are on board are just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. So now I hear that, obviously we've been chatting about business assets. So tell us more about this concept of business assets. What do you mean by that?
A business asset is an asset a business has that can make them money. Now, when I say the right business asset, and just before I say that, you've got a whole lot of business owners that listen to this podcast. So I would implore all of you guys to actually have pen and paper. And whilst I'm talking, think about your own business and the things that you're able to do for your own clients as well, because you may come up with a bunch of ideas that you hadn't thought of before as well. So the right business asset for me is a business asset that not just makes me money, but aligns with my target market and is making a difference for my target market, a positive difference. So that's what I mean by the right business asset. Right.
So it means a service or a product that you're providing to your target market and thereby giving you value and revenue because you're providing the right service.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay. Awesome.
Exactly.
And would you say that a lot of the business leaders and the services on Empowerment Point are all business assets?
Oh, 100%, definitely. I have 3 criteria of people coming on board. It's not an every Tom, Dick and Harry scenario. So the 3 criteria is 1, they need to have integrity. Right. 2, what they do needs to be quality. And 3, they need to look after their clients. That to me is really, really important. And if anyone does come on board that's not like that, they'll be taken off, because that defeats my whole purpose of why I am doing this. I really want to make it easy for business owners to, my whole vision is that down the track, someone says, I'm looking for a business expert in a particular area around the world, or I'm looking for a networking group, and someone else says, check Empowerment Point, you'll be able to find it there. That's my vision, because I want to be able to bring great people to great business owners to make their journey easier. People think that, when they start a business, it's like this. It's not. It's like this. The journey is just mad. There are times that, you're excited about what you're doing. There are other times you don't want to get out of bed. Yep. So if we can make the journey easier for people to do what they love to do and to help more people, that's what I love.
That's true. And there are times when the market influences things and you have no say in what happens, and you can be extremely passionate and you just can't fight against the market. You have to be patient. You have to bide your time. You have to be strategic. So you have to be many, many things as a business owner.
And strategic is important because it's easy for people to become reactionary.
Mm.
And when you become strategic, it just helps you with your mindset, and it also helps you move forward in an easier way.
So true. So I'm assuming that a lot of the people on Empowerment Point will also be able to help from a mindset point of view and a strategy point of view, not only from a service point of view.
Totally. I've got amazing business strategists on board, and I've got a really fantastic transformational coach who's in Belgium,
Oh,
and
wow.
because this is worldwide. So she's in Belgium, but she works with people in Australia and all over the world. And she's actually become a really good friend of mine through the process, but she's amazing at what she does as well. So I'm hitting it from all different areas because I know that we need help in all different areas.
Awesome. And are you open to, partnering with anyone that might be listening right now that can provide certain services?
100%. One of the things I love to do is collaborate with people. So I'm always open to hearing ideas, and I'm always open to hearing different things, because you never know where things lead, and you never know what can happen out of things as well. And some of the most amazing things happen when you meet someone and have a chat with them. So of course, definitely.
Absolutely. Oh, fantastic. And so you've pretty much just launched. I mean, I know that it's been a big phase to get it up and running, and it looks fantastic and it feels great. So you've just launched and you're worldwide.
Yes, and people can find it under the domain debbie.team. That's the easiest way to find it. And just launched, but I'm also doing, with all the people coming on board, and if anyone's a business expert, I'm happy to have a chat with them to come on board. I'm about to do a mastermind monthly, because, the brains that are in there are just fabulous. So I want to do a hot seat so we can all help each other at the same time. And also the collaborations that can come out of that would be amazing as well.
Definitely. I think that's a great idea. Any way to kind of pull all those ideas and all those minds and all those strategies together, and you can leverage and synergize.
100%.
Okay, awesome. Now, I believe that you have 7 different monetized streams, which are making a positive difference to your clients. So I'm dying to hear about these 7 ways to monetize.
I do. And they've all come up in different ways because of needs with clients as well, and my target market. So for me, firstly, I'm all about having solid business foundations, because a business is like a house. When you have solid foundations, it gives you choice, the choice to stay as you are, to sell, or to scale. And it's exactly the same with a business. Yep. So what I do, my first one is a one-on-one strategy session where we go through the entire foundations of a business. So my clients walk away with a roadmap. Right. So suddenly their overwhelm goes away, they've got focus, and they've got a step-by-step as well, because too many times people don't realize what they're missing in business until it's too late. And I don't want to get them to get to that point.
What's that saying? You don't know what you don't know.
That's it. And we can't be a business expert in everything either. So one of my clients, I had, one of the things was her intellectual property. So I have a few great intellectual property people. So I sent her to one of them, and she rang me months later, and she said to me how an ex-partner of hers was trying to take her IP from her. But she told me like she was going down the street to get a loaf of bread. There was no angst. There was no upset. There was no nothing, because it was all under her name. So she had choice suddenly to do whatever she wanted. Ultimately, she decided that she was going to rebrand, and she gave them the IP, but it was her choice to do. And that's one of the things I love through this, is I give people back their choices, which is really important. So one of them is a one-on-one session. The second one is people wanted to work with me longer. So I've got a 3-month, and and the third one is a 6-month, where we do strategy for 3 months, or we do strategy for 6 months. Yeah. So those are 3. The fourth one came about because so many people are starting businesses at the moment, and not everyone can afford a strategy session. So I'm putting together a 3-day mastermind that'll be probably about 3 hours a day, and people can actually come on board, and it gives me the chance to give them as many of the foundations and as much as I can in an interactive way. Awesome. For a less price as well. So that came out from a need. Then the 5th one is a 10-week course, because I've got 10 different pillars of a foundation. So that's a 10-week course people can do. So it builds more of a community. People get to Q&A a lot more. People get to bounce ideas off each other. So it's just a lot more immersed in that. Right. And then the 6th one is actually a one that I'm doing at the moment. Before COVID, I decided I wanted to do a business show. And I wanted to do it differently, not just Zoom. So after thinking for a while, I put my two loves together, food and business. So I had a couple of friends of mine who are chefs, and they sponsored it.
Wow.
So I had a dinner party in my house sponsored by a chef, because I wanted
Oh,
to get their businesses out as well.
awesome.
And so I had two business people. You can find it under empowerment.tv. Two business people, and we were talking about the same topic.
Yep.
So it was live streamed on Facebook, and at times people just forgot they were on TV, on live TV. And even in the first one, I'd never actually tasted my friend's food before. And it was that good in the first episode, the entree. I picked up the plate to lick it, and then I've gone, oh no, I can't. I'm on live TV.
Wow. What was the dish? Do you remember?
Sorry, I don't remember
What
what
did
it was.
it make?
It was something with truffle sauce, I remember, but it was just amazing. He's an amazing chef. They both are amazing chefs.
Amazing.
And I also had bartenders also who sponsored as well for a couple of them. And they were just brilliant as well, which is great. So what I'm doing now is I'm turning those shows. I've got 10 shows up there at the moment.
Fantastic.
And I'm turning those shows into ebooks. And that'll be another way of, that'll be an asset for me, but it also be helping people in another way as well. So it's aligned with my target market. So that's the sixth one I'm building at the moment.
Wow.
And I'm about to do a new show about the business journey, because I want people to realize that, how they feel is very normal.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. And
more of a behind the scenes documentary.
Well, it's
Like
behind the scenes, but also interviewing people that, who've really struggled, been through a lot.
Yeah.
I have to say that I hate how entrepreneurs have to go through hell to get to where they are. But at the same time, it's normal, and it's what makes them really good at what they do.
That's right. They like that. They like that journey, even though it's a struggle, they like that journey.
That's it. And also, well, what it does, well, we don't really love all that journey, but it just it's part of the parcel
right.
of it.
But you got to go through that to appreciate the high at the end of it.
Well, that's it. And when a lot of people wonder who's my target market, most of the time your target market is your old self, because that's who you're trying to help, because you want them to have an easier time than what you've had. So when you think of your assets, think of, how can you make your target market's life a lot easier in respect to what you've gone through? So for me, I was burnt by different business experts. I also didn't know all the foundations needed for a business.
Yeah.
So I've put that into my business to make it easier for the next person coming along.
Beautiful.
And the seventh one is the directory hub that I've built. So that I've built because, as I said, I want to make the journey a lot easier for people. And I don't want them to fall in the holes that I fell into. And I don't want them to, suddenly, something's going on in their business, but it's too late for them. I want them to pre-plan and know exactly what they need to do and have that strategy, so they're not surprised by things that come along. I mean, we're always surprised, but not to that extent.
It is. And I totally agree. I mean, like these days, more and more starting a business now in this time, there is so much more process, so much more paperwork, so much more admin, so much more marketing, so much more financial acumen. It just never ends. You need people that can guide you and help you.
100%. But you know what the beautiful thing is, and I've been saying this since 2020, is that, and especially now in 2022, our world is crazy, like really crazy. So I say to entrepreneurs, there is nothing you can come up with. Like, think outside the square, use your imagination, because there is nothing that you can come up with that's crazier than what's happening in the world. So go for it.
Yeah.
But also too, as an entrepreneur, we have a gift, and our gift is the ability to create.
Yep.
So now in my lifetime, in our lifetime, is the best time to use that gift to create things that we want to create. Because again, there is nothing that you can create that's crazier than what's happening in the world. So now's the time to do it.
That's true. I mean, absolutely. We would look back a few years ago and say this was going to happen. We'd say, you're kidding. No way.
I started writing a book in the beginning, and it's so funny reading it because it sounds like a fictional book. And I'm sitting there going, no, this is real. This is actually happening.
Crazy.
It sounds like I made it all up. So yeah, definitely.
And so where did the idea for the Empowerment Point directory come from? Did it come all at once, or was it a slow burn?
For many years, I've always built great relationships with people, and I've always connected people. And even about 20, 30 years ago, I had friends say, you need to do something with this. You're always like, people are asking you about people and you're like, yes, speak to that person.
You're always connecting people and
always connecting people. And the reason I've always done that is because, one, I want to see businesses grow, but two, I want to see people use the right people as well.
Yep.
So I've always been happy to connect people. So what this does is it helps me to do it on a worldwide scale.
Nice.
So I've had some people, it's really funny, say, oh, I do what you do, so I'm a competitor. And I say, no, I don't have any competitors. I'm the umbrella over you. So come join me, please.
Beautiful.
That way I can actually help to get you out to more people as well.
That's awesome.
So I don't compete with anybody. I collaborate with everybody.
That's right. Yeah.
I help people, whether if you do the same as me, fantastic. Come on board and let me get you out to more people. I'm
That's
really happy to do that. So for me, it was a way to do it in a one place.
Yep.
And also it was a way for me not to turn around and always have to say to people, you know, you can talk to this person or this person. They can just look at it and
go jump on the site, put this in the search criteria and bang.
Definitely. And I do say to people, make sure that you do your own due diligence with everybody as well, because also that's really important too. We do our due diligence, but you also need to do it as well with anybody that you pick.
Right.
And I say that because I've been burnt in the past as well. But but this is all about making people's journeys easier. So when people are thinking of their own assets that they're building, think about, you know, does it align with your target market? And what can you do? Think outside the square that's going to make their lives a lot easier.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I just want to make sure the audience knows exactly, you know, what this is. So it's a fantastic business directory for any business service partner that you might need in your journey to building a business or becoming an entrepreneur or expressing yourself as an entrepreneur.
That's it. And we've just started. So we're just getting more and more people on board. So if you are a business expert in a particular area, we'd love to have you on board or even to have a chat, not a problem.
Beautiful. And so it's called the Empowerment Point Worldwide Business Directory Hub.
That's it.
To keep it simple, www.debbie.team. Is that right?
That's it. And it's a directory hub because I'm building a community here. So people will be able to put their blogs and their education and their videos and everything on there as well, their resources on there, so people get to know who they are. People will be able to collaborate with each other. And I tend to build things that grow legs. So there'll be all sorts of things happening down the track, but it's also building a community that can help each other because, you know, we need each other as well. We need each other to bounce ideas off, to help each other. We don't do it alone.
No, 100%. You know, you need partners, you need people that you can trust, you need people that you respect, and you know you're always learning from each other constantly in this journey.
100%, always. I say every day of my life I learn, and I'll continue to learn till the day I die. Definitely.
Absolutely, we're all learning because things are changing so rapidly these days. Yeah.
And they do, and you know, from one day to the next, people don't know what's going on or what's happening.
Yep.
So that's why it's really important that we have a strategy within our own business. And we're really key to who our target market is. And as I said, most of the times our target market is our old selves. So that makes it a lot easier for people to align their products and their services with that as well.
Beautiful. And now, so if I'm a person that's jumping on the directory to find a particular partner, how can I be 100% certain that they've been vetted properly, that they're good at what they do? What kind of process do you go through to make sure that that's the case? Okay,
so my process at the moment is, everybody who's come on has been invited on. Right. So I've made sure that they're really good at what they do. I also, in Australia, it's a bit easy. We're all quite incestuous and know each other, or we know people who know each other. Yeah. So it's quite easy. If people are not good, they'll be taken off straight away. Also with overseas at the moment, the people who've come on are people either that I know or are through networks who are quite strict at who they have come on board. Mm-hmm. I'm also debating at the moment to take away the payment gateway that I've got there and to do it as either invite, referral, or application. Okay. But at the moment, it's done by a number of ways. One, there's a review system, which no one can delete except for me. So that means I can keep tabs on what's happening as well. And also, two, I can check up on them and I can check who they are. Now, nothing is 100%. So that's why I say do your own due diligence as well. That's really important because, you know, we can't always rely on other people. We need to do our own due diligence on people too.
Yep.
So as I said, the 3 criteria I've got, one is they must have integrity, people who come on. 2, they must be quality with what they do. And 3, they must look after their clients. So if anyone ever gives me feedback that someone does not have one of those 3, I will be looking into that, and I have no hesitation in removing someone from that directory, because this is not a directory that, you know, any business can just come on board and just be there.
That's right.
This
It's
is
not like the yellow pages.
Yeah, it's not like that. This is a directory. Like, there are directories under me that may have that, but, you know, you've got to understand that's their directory, not mine.
Right.
But for me, it's really important that the people who are on there are really great at what they do, and they really care about their clients. And one of the things that, if you find at the moment, every person who is on there has heart and soul. They really do care about their clients and doing the right thing by their clients. So that's really important to me. And as I said, if I find that anyone is on there who doesn't have integrity, I have no hesitation in removing them straight away.
And is there anything like this in the world? I haven't really heard of this.
No, neither had I, which is really good. There are a lot of directories and networking groups out there, but nothing that's really worldwide as strict as this that I could find. And you know what? If I found one, I'd be happy to have them under me as well. Not a problem.
Right.
So for me, this is the umbrella over everybody in the world. So because it was going to be Australia, but we're really worldwide now. Like,
absolutely, especially over the last 3 years, the way that we're working. It's global now. It's one big global marketplace.
Well, I haven't left home much for the last 2 years, but I've met more people overseas than I have. Yep. And we were talking beforehand that, you know, I have early morning meeting and networking meetings in America. On the directory, we have a guy from the UK at the moment, a transformational coach from Belgium. I've got a pricing strategist from Croatia.
Wow.
The UK person is a publishing guy. So you have America and California, like people from everywhere are coming on board, which is just so exciting, and really great people.
That's amazing.
So, you know, I hadn't heard of anything either. But, you know, if anyone decides to tell me there is a group out there like it, I'm really happy to have them under Empowerment Point as well, because the more people we can help, the better it is.
Beautiful. Well done. I love it. What a great idea. How long did it take for you to get this off the ground once you started really putting this into practice?
Well, when you say off the ground, it's been a thought in my head for a long time, and I wasn't sure of how I was going to do it. And then I found a platform that I really fell in love with. And there's, I will put a shout out for this. There is a fantastic website called AppSumo. Oh, okay. And AppSumo, you know, you can find different things that are starting up as well. And it's amazing. So I actually found it on there. And I found a platform that works really well, but most importantly, for the business experts coming on board, it's really easy to use. Yeah. Really easy. And on the other side, for the business owners, it's really easy to use as well, and really easy to find people. So that's what I wanted with that. And then when I found that, it was a no-brainer of what I wanted to do. So, but as an entrepreneur and a business owner, what you do is when you build something, you know, things change slightly, things amend, you know, Definitely. That's just how it works. Yeah. So with this, I built it a couple of weeks ago. After I built it, I'm like, oh my God, I think I just built Ben-Hur. Like, oh my God. So, and then it's starting to grow legs as well. So, so as I said, the mastermind is a new thing that I'm about to do, but it's a member only mastermind. And because I want people to, you know, if we can all help each other, then why not? If we can make a difference for each other, then why not? And I'm finding too that people will end up collaborating through there as well. Definitely. So it means that their businesses are going to grow even more as well. That Definitely. Excites me. That's
awesome. Well done. Well done. Well, congratulations. You know, it's a fantastic feat that you've accomplished.
Yeah, I'm a crazy entrepreneur.
Self-confessed crazy entrepreneur. And I wish you the absolute best of luck. Hopefully this takes off and really, you know, brings people together from all over the world and allows people to really get the best out of their entrepreneurial journey and all this guidance along the way. Because as we say, you know, you need help. You need people that have done this before and people that know how to point you in the right direction.
Well, that's it. And I just wanted to also leave some tips for people as well. The first one is, as entrepreneurs, we go through our ups and we go through our downs. There are times that, we're excited about things that are happening and everything's rah-rah. And there are times we don't want to get out of bed. Sure. And I want to let all business owners and entrepreneurs know you're normal. You're totally 100% normal. Definitely. Whatever you're going through, it's normal. This is
We've all been there.
Yeah, this is what our crazy world is. Normal people don't do what we do. Like, it's crazy. So yeah, so the first thing I want to let you know is everything you go through is totally normal.
Great.
The second thing I wanted you to know is that really think of your target market and really think of what is the pain that they're feeling at the moment and where is it they want to be. So A to Z. So A is like where the pain is now and where they're feeling the pain. And Z is like where they're flowing and feeling great and everything else. What is it that you can do to get them from A to Z in the quickest, easiest, most comfortable way for them? So really think outside the square. That'll help you create different business assets as well, and the right business assets that are aligned with helping your clientele. And the third one is exactly what Darren said before too. We can't do it all on our own. Like, it's just impossible. I meet with people either weekly or every second week, other entrepreneurs. We vent, we talk, we help each other, we give each other ideas. Definitely. We're really there for each other. We collaborate. But most of all, we're there to help each other get through our weeks and our months as well. So either look for a mentor, look for a community, or if you do want to chat, I'm more than happy to chat with you. And all you need to do is go into debbie.team, put Deb in the search bar, my name will come up, and then you can actually send me an email through there as well and contact me. And I'm happy to get in touch and have a chat, because I've spoken to a number of entrepreneurs who feel that what they're going through, they're not normal. And, I'm feeling this and I'm feeling that. I'm like, I hate to tell you this, but you are so normal, because we all go through it. And the one thing I find about, meeting with my entrepreneurial friends is that we talk, we're real. We say it how it is. Yeah. And that's how we can help each other a lot more through it, because, we really say it how it is, the good and the bad stuff about it.
Yeah. Amazing. Well done. I mean, it's such a great cause behind this incredible directory as well.
Thank you.
It's a great service, but it's a great cause, and you're doing it for all the right reasons.
Thank you.
I can tell that you're extremely passionate about this.
I do, because I love when people come to me and they tell me that things I've helped them with have made things easier.
Yeah. Nice.
And when things are easier, everything has a domino effect in our lives. So if you can make something easier for someone else, it means the domino effect with their relationships, with their family, with their kids,
Definitely.
with their employees is a lot better, which means their kids, their families, and the employees are a lot better. So people don't realize that what you do, the domino effect of that is huge.
It is, whatever you do better at work is better at home. Whatever you do better at home is better at work. That's how it works.
But that's why also on Empowerment Point TV, the very first show that I did was on relationships. Right. Because if you have a better relationship, it's like if your business isn't going that well, but you've got a really good relationship, you can still cope with your business stuff.
Yep.
But if your relationship isn't going that well, and your business, well, it may be, it may not, it's still a lot harder in your business. So the very first episode I did was in relation to relationships, because we want our relationships around us to be a lot better, because the domino effect of that is a lot better. So everything that people do, and I don't know if a lot of people realize, every single thing we do, even Darren, your podcast, everything matters what we do, and has an amazing domino effect on other people, things we don't even realize.
Absolutely. I believe that. Everything you do, as long as it's done for the right reasons, is always a good thing.
100%.
I love it. Well done, Deb. So Debbie, tell us how people can access and find you and find the Empowerment Point directory.
At the moment, the easiest way to find me is to go onto www.debbie.team. Great. And that'll take you straight to the directory. You can have a look around. And if you put in the search bar, Deb or Debbie, you'll find me straight away. And I've got about me, I've got some resources there, I've got my links there, so people can find out more in regards to me. But also too, there's a section there that you can actually write an email to me if you want us to get in contact as well. We can have a chat. I'm happy to do that. I've also got a calendar link there, so if the times suit, And if the times don't, just write me an email and I'm happy to have a chat as well. I love meeting new people and I love making a positive difference for others. So I'm happy for people to get in touch.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, everybody. Definitely check out Deb on her new Empowerment Point directory. It's going to be growing from strength to strength. So get in early. And we really appreciate, Deb, you for coming on the show, sharing us your journey, sharing us your passion, sharing with us, what you want to achieve with this incredible site.
And Darren, thank you so much for having me on board, because every little bit of difference we can make for other people is just huge. So I really appreciate you having me on your show today.
My pleasure. So thanks again. Any last words you want to leave us with? I always like to give my guests the last word.
Just understand that everything is one step at a time, So don't look too far ahead, because, they do say that when we look behind us all the time, or what would have been, we end up getting depressed. When we look in the future, we end up getting anxious. So be present as well. And also too, a really big thing is make time for yourself. Yeah. A lot of entrepreneurs and business owners tend to work a lot, me included, and we forget self-care. So make sure to take some time for you and your family, even if you block out time as well, or you go for a walk down the beach, or you're reading a book, or you're watching whatever you do, make sure you take self-care time for you, because when you look after you, you are the most important person, then it's easier to look after the people around you as well. So, 100%. And everything is one step at a time.
Yep. Great advice. I love it. Well done. So thank you so much again for coming on the show and sharing with us your knowledge and your journey. And everybody out there, I hope you really enjoyed that as much as I did. And we're going to be coming back for another great episode of Playing with Perspective, the Suspended Animation Podcast. We'll see you very, very soon. Bye for now. Thanks again for joining me for another episode of Playing with Perspective, the Suspended Animation Podcast. If you would like to join me as a guest on the show, I would be delighted to collaborate. Feel free to buzz me on 0414 659 800 or email me on darren@suspendedanimation.com.au. I'm always on the lookout for great guests who can share their stories and expertise with my community. Also, if you have been thinking about putting your own podcast together and not sure where to begin, look no further. I run a really simple 3-part podcasting course, one-on-one with me, where I walk you through the entire podcasting journey. You will end up with a fantastic new podcast to start sharing right away. Feel free to get in touch to discuss further. But for now, though, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time.